and welcome to another round of Sports Views. Tonight I am reviewing FC Cincinnati versus the New York Red Bulls. FC Cincinnati 2, New York Red Bulls 0. What a shocking result. Cincinnati only had 38% possession, but they still won 2-0. I wouldn't say it was convincing, but not convincingly on the possession part. Not convincing on attacks. The attacks that they had that they scored on were good, but they didn't have many attacking plays. But what they did was good enough. New York Red Bulls defensively were horrible. Offensively, they didn't press. No movement in the midfield, no movement from the forwards. The defense just stayed back. Their defense, they let Cincinnati break their shape. They let Cincinnati break their shape. The way Columbus won against Cincinnati was they put the ball over the top. They put Cincinnati on the back foot. And they won 4-0. But the Red Bulls chose to play the Atlanta way, which was sit back, not move much, and let Cincinnati pass and play their game. And hopefully not get caught on a break against them, break for them. And you know, it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea because Cincinnati broke them down enough to score 2 goals. And we will talk about those right now. In the 43rd minute, Yuya Kubo, the Japanese designated player for FC Cincinnati, just signed in the off-season. Amazing run. Ball passed to him by the defender after he slide tackles. Passes it to Kubo. Kubo makes the run. At the top of the box, shoots it in, near post, past Jensen to make it 1-0 Cincinnati. It would go into the break just like that. 56th minute, Madujinin has a corner for Cincinnati. Madujinin swings it in. Header in by Florian Velo. Own goal, 2-0. They get the most out of it, and that's how Cincinnati would win the game. The Red Bulls had no answer. The Red Bulls had no answer to what Cincinnati were doing in this match. They had no answer. They weren't good offensively. They didn't even have a striker listed on their team sheet. It was like a 4-6-0, more wing play than down the middle. Ever since they got rid of BWP, no striker, except Royer, but he didn't start. He got put on. He didn't start, which that was a bad decision. Why aren't you playing a striker? Cincinnati, looking at them now, isn't that bad compared to last year. After the first game, you could say, yeah, they're bad. Yeah, they're bad. But I think Jaap Stam used that game to look at it and say, you know what? I know what I need to do with this team now. When it came to the first season, their coach, Ron Jans, tried to have them play more offensively, play an offensive style. And that wasn't good for Cincinnati because they were an expansion team with not very good players. Their best player, arguably, was the draft pick, Frankie Amaya, who scored his first goal in this tournament against Atlanta off that golazo. And he's not their best player anymore. Locadia, hurt, hasn't played yet, but their DP, loaned from Brighton, I think. Locadia. There you go. Kubo. Frankie Amaya is not their best player anymore. And he finally scored his first goal. This new system is working for Cincinnati. What Jaap Stam is doing with Cincinnati is having them sit back. Compact defense. Counterattacking. You don't have to possess the ball a lot. Just make it count when you do. And that's what they did against Atlanta. And that's what they've done against the Red Bulls. They tried to have the ball more in the first game. Jaap Stam tried the Ron Jans playbook. It didn't work for sure because they got blasted 4-0 by Columbus. But now, I think he used that to see what should I really do. If it was better, they probably wouldn't have got these 2 results. But they got blown out. They got pumped. And he's like, okay, we got to play more defensively. We have to be compact. We have to be in a block. We have to use our possession wisely when we do possess the ball. And that is exactly what they did. And that is great for Cincinnati. They did what they needed to do. They have learned the way to play their game. They have learned the way to play football under Jaap Stam. And that makes them better. Because, yes, this may be a World Cup style tournament, but they have 6 points in the standings. Who expected that after 5 games? Not me. Nobody. And they have 6 points after 5 games. So that's good. They have fight. They have fight. They have defensive capabilities. They could set back and play the game that they need to play to try to steal points or even steal wins like they have. And that's a good thing for them. Even in this league, that's a good thing. I have to say, if you look at it, it's amazing what they've done in these past 2 games. It's not the best. It's not the most beautiful football. It's not the best. I'm not saying it is. But what they have done is great for them. What they have done is amazing for them. If it gives them a chance to fight, it gives them a chance to fight. It gives them a chance to not hang their heads, halfway through the season like they did last year. So, saying what that is, it is what it is. I like what I'm seeing from Cincinnati. Great defense, good attacking when need be, good use of their possession, even if it's 30%, 38%. What I saw makes me want to praise Cincinnati. And that's surprising, but I have to praise them. This is the Cincinnati MLS fans were expecting once they came into the league. May not be exactly the same style as the USL side, but a side with fight. A side who will play with their honor, who will play without hanging their heads. That's what we expected. And I'm glad they can fight to play. The Red Bulls, I'm not really going to talk about besides saying they're completely horrible, because they were completely horrible. They were horrible. But Cincinnati didn't look good because the Red Bulls were horrible. They looked good because they looked good. And that's the point to me. So, man of the match tonight, I would have to say, is Titon in goal for Cincinnati. He's the reason they held this clean sheet and got this win. Amazing last 15 minutes when Cincinnati started just parking the bus even more and letting New York attack. Titon, amazing. He was on it, made a good bit of saves, and he did what he had to do. So, man of the match for me. So if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Tomorrow, I am reviewing LA Galaxy versus Houston because that game will mean a lot for sure. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.